At the sprawling and expanding Elma Office Industrial Corporate Campus of the Moog Corporation, they have in recent years unveiled to the media new working and training spaces to further their space industry commitment. Check out their website. Last summer at their Space and Defense Group headquarters on Jameson Road, they took the wraps off this 120,000 square foot building with office design, training, and testing spaces, as well as production facilities, making their actuator devices, or as they call them, thrust vector control systems for spacecraft, including, of course, the SLS, Space Launch System vehicle for the Artemis mission.
When a rocket lifts off the pad, you'll see slight adjustments to ensure that rocket goes right where it needs to go. Moog sends items into space every single week. The primary product that we're supporting are actually satellites. So when you think about a rocket, when it launches off, we're helping ensure that satellites get into orbit safely.
But currently, Artemis, with its astronaut crew, the focus, with over 500 Moog employees involved in that particular project, as they produce up to 100 components and systems for the rocket, just as they did in the 1960s for the Saturn V Apollo project, which originally took astronauts to walk on the moon.
We have to test our products to rigorous levels of vibration testing, temperature testing, to make sure that our products are spot on every single time, 100% quality.
My hands have been on equipment that's in space. That's a really rewarding part of the job.
In Orchard Park, Eaton Corporation, also on board as a key supplier of oxygen systems for manned spaceflight like the Artemis mission. That's the breathing system, correct, for the astronaut?
That's correct.
All right.
So that regulates pressure from 3,400 psi all the way down to 3.4 psi, so you can breathe within that spacesuit. So if you think of a car tire, that's 32 psi. 3,400 psi is quite a bit to manage here, especially oxygen.
The company's space heritage clearly on display in their lobby. You'll find this oxygen regulator used by John Glenn for his first U.S. true orbital flight in 1962. Their equipment also covering life support oxygen pressure and water in the current Orion crew capsule. With the launch, Eaton actuation valves assisting the fuel flow to the main engines and then help ignite the upper stage engines for Orion to orbit. 6 years ago, Eaton acquired this now 500-employee operation from Carlton Technologies, and that skilled workforce expected to grow with an expansion project.
It's technicians on the floor to help assemble and test and work with some of those programs, all the way up to salaried positions like engineering, quality engineers, mechanical engineering, and then even support staff on when we think about sales and supply chain. I mean, we're growing across the board.